What's good, gun family? Urban Gun Reviews, and today on the channel I'm going to be doing my first shots and my full review on the FNX-45 Tactical. Let's check it out. This review, I'd appreciate it if you help me beat the YouTube algorithm. And how can you help me beat the YouTube algorithm? By liking this video, commenting on this video, sharing this video, and subscribing to the channel if you're not already subscribed to the channel. All those things help me to beat the YouTube algorithm to get this video out there more, and I appreciate everything y'all do for me, gun family. Let's get into this review. Alright, so let's talk about the FNX-45 Tactical. This gun to me is revolutionary, similar to the SIG P365 when it first came out, being that it was a pocket-sized pistol that held 12 rounds. And at that time, there wasn't really many pistols that size that was packing that many rounds. Then the Hellcat came out, and eventually, you know, other companies started following suit. This gun is that same type, gives me that same type of feeling. The FNX-45 Tactical holds 15 rounds of 45 ACP, and there's not any other guns that I know of that hold 15 rounds in a standard magazine of 45 ACP. The Glock 21 I think gives you 13, and there's other pistols out there chambered in 45 that might give you 13 or something close to it. But to get 15 rounds in a standard magazine is unheard of with the 45 caliber pistols. So that to me made this gun revolutionary. I've seen a lot of people with this gun, and I can't say they haven't heard any bad news about it, but it's been mostly good. So that really prompted me to want to go get one of these myself. All right, so the ticket on one of these, I think I paid after taxes, it was probably like $1,200 or 12 or some change or something like that. Oh Lord! And that's a big turnoff to some people. A lot of people are not willing to drop that type of bread on a pistol, and to me it was worth it. So maybe to you it might be, or it might not be worth it. That's your decision. That's the great thing about you know, you buying your own firearms, is you get to make that decision if this is worth your hard-earned money. Now this comes in two different color variants. It comes in the all black, and it also comes in the FDE, similar to my 509 Tactical. Now the reason I went with the black version is because I already have the FN 509 Tactical and FDE, so I figured I might as well switch it up and get the all black version because it's pretty sexy too. Let's talk about the feel of the FNX-45. There's no denying that the FNX-45 is a huge pistol. Okay, it's big, it's going to be bulky, and it's just like, it's a big gun. All right, so there's no getting around that. If you don't like big guns, then this probably isn't going to be for you. I found myself not having any problems gripping it. The texture on the grips makes it really easy for me to grip, and it's fairly aggressive. So if your hand gets wet or sweaty, I kind of feel like this gun won't slide, slip, fall out of your hands or anything like that. You got front and rear cocking serration, so if you like to do press checks, you can do that. And we are clear. So if you wanted to do press checks, you can do that. If you wanted to charge your firearm from the rear, you can do that. You also have a 1913 pick rail in the front, so if you want to add a light or laser or something like that, you can do it. You have a mounting plate on the top for optics if you wanted to do that. Also, you have controls on the left side of your firearm, so you have your takedown lever here. Then you have your slide stop or your slide release that is ambidextrous, so it is on both sides of your firearm. And you also have a safe, a manual safe that also doubles as a decocker. So you see how the hammer is back. This is a hammer fired firearm. So you see how the hammer is back. If you press down on that safety, a manual safety, it decocks your gun. So for you guys who don't like feeling like you're, you know, cock locked and ready to rock, and you know, I mean, you want a little bit more added safety, then you can drop that hammer with the decocker. So that's a nice thing with this gun. You got your mag release, which is ambidextrous as well, and you also have a different texture in the front of your grip compared to the rear. So the sides and the rear grip are very similar. The rear probably being a little bit more aggressive. Then on the front, you got a different texture where it's not as aggressive as your rear grip, your rear texture on the grip of the gun. All of the controls on this gun are pretty beefy, and I like them. And even though that they're beefy controls, meaning that they're a little bit thicker, they don't get in your way when you're shooting a gun. At least they didn't for me. I didn't have any problems holding this gun while I was shooting it or anything. My wife, on the other hand, has smaller hands. She didn't have any problems with it, but she said that it is bigger in her hands, which, you know, it was harder for her to get a tighter grip on it. She has smaller hands, shorter fingers, so it was kind of harder for her to get, you know, that grip like that on a firearm. But she was able to do it and shoot it comfortably and be pretty accurate with it, you know, even with her small hands. When shooting this gun, recoil is just something that you're gonna have to deal with. To me, I didn't feel like the recoil was too much. I felt like it was manageable. And manageable to the point that my 14-year-old son was able to shoot this as well. Now, my 14-year-old son is not an average 14-year-old size. He's about 6'1" and probably 240 pounds. So he's a bigger boy. And he was able to hold this and shoot it really accurately. He probably shot the best out of all three of us who shot. He shot it really good. His control of it was really good. And he just really was a monster out there with this gun. The 5.3 inch barrel in here helps with the recoil, and my desired action to shoot it, because this is a single action, double action pistol, is single action, of course. Single action, it was a really light trigger pull, and I used my trigger pull gauge when I was at home, and I think it weighed in around 4 pounds or something like that. And in double action, it's a lot heavier. So a double action was about 9 pounds with the trigger pull. Now in double action, it's not harder to shoot, but I found myself really anticipating the bang more because it was so long of a trigger pull. So I feel like I'm pulling forever, and then bang, it goes off, which is going to throw off your shot because you're not steady with it. You're anticipating that trigger pull. So when you're like, and then it goes off. So I noticed that my shots were a lot further off target in double action than they were in single action. So single action to me is the desired action to shoot it. My son and my wife tried it in double action as well, and they didn't like it because they felt like the trigger pull was long and it was just odd to shoot. I think if you shot double action all the time, or you shot it more frequently, you might become accustomed to it, kind of building some type of memory to it, to where you'd be used to shooting that way and used to the trigger pull, so it might not be as bad. But I know that for me, shooting this pistol in double action for the first time, I probably put about 5 rounds through it in double action, and it's just an odd feeling to me, and I really didn't like it. The accuracy of the FNX-45 is as most people will probably expect it. Any inconsistencies, I would say, are more shooter related than firearm related. Sadly to say, my wife and my son both shot this gun better than I did. They were really accurate with it and really had no problems with keeping shots on target when shooting this gun. The trigger on here is nice and crisp. I'm not a trigger snob myself, so I don't know. I wouldn't know a bad trigger unless it was just unbelievably noticeable that it was bad. And this trigger is not that, so I don't have any issues with this trigger. I felt like it's crisp and it does the job. It's nice and sturdy, and I think it's kind of a hinged, maybe not a hinged trigger, but it's a good trigger to me. Like I said, I'm not a trigger snob, so I don't know much about triggers. The sights on here are 3-dot tritium night sights, and you got 2 sights on the rear, and you got your black sight, well, you got a sight up front as well, and it's not a bad sight system, easy to see, kind of easy to get, your sight picture, when you raise your gun. It's not hard to really lock onto that front dot on the sight. So the sights on here to me are standard, and they're not bad at all to me. So my final thoughts on the FNX-45 Tactical is that I love this gun. Not to seem like a fanboy, but being that I just love all the features of it, and that it's a 45 ACP is just like icing on the cake. I love and appreciate the size of this gun, and being that it holds 15 rounds in the standard magazine makes it just OP. And those of you who don't know what OP means, it means overpowered. The FNX-45 Tactical is overpowered. You got 15 rounds of 45 ACP at your disposal in a standard magazine. Now, you can carry multiple magazines, and that just makes it even more and more a powerhouse when it comes to a firearm. Could you carry this? Yes. It's no different than any big sized 45 caliber. It's not a pocket rocket, it's not anything like that. It's something you can slide in the holster. Probably, to me, a better nightstand gun, late night protection gun, something that you want to keep in the crib or something, and to protect your family and your possessions and your life and stuff like that. Then this is that type of gun for me. People probably carry this with no problem. I'm not that person. I'm not looking to carry this big of a firearm with me, so this is not really ideal carry for me. The FNX-45 Tactical is kind of like nostalgic to me. It brings back my original love of the 45 ACP round, which was my first love. My first gun that I ever bought was a 45 ACP Penelope. You know what I mean? I loved her. I carried her everywhere I went. And this is just reminiscent of that, shooting this and really just feeling that recoil and just holding on to a big, bulky, nice size gun. This is just that for me, and it really brings back a lot of good memories of when I bought my first handgun. You have a lot of different ways that you can deck this thing out. If you want to put a suppressor on here, you want to put a light on here, you want to put a red dot on here, you could change the back straps. It comes with extra back straps, all that stuff, man. You could do anything with this gun, really. So to me, this is an ultimate firearm in this caliber. If you looking to buy a 45 caliber full-size pistol and you buy anything other than this, or if you don't even give this a try and a shot, you're doing yourself a disservice. Definitely check out the FNX 45 Tactical. The only negative I can really think about this gun is the price. The price is high, but you know, you got to pay to play, and what Fat Joe say.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
So overall, the FNX-45 Tactical is a go for me. I would recommend it for anybody looking for a 45 ACP pistol as full size. This got to be an option when you're looking for this caliber. I had a lot of fun shooting it. Definitely gonna put more rounds in it, and definitely just you know test this out and push it to the limits and stuff like that. But like I said, if you haven't checked this out by now, check it out. But it's Urban Gun Reviews. If you like this video or you just appreciate my content, let me know by clicking the thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, you can do that by clicking on the icon in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. If you're not following me on all my social media sites, all that information is in the description. And as always, gun family, stay blessed, stay strapped. You don't want one of these, like TRP. You don't want one of these, you gon' let it to the breeze. You don't let one of these, like TRP. You don't want one of these, he gon' let the 223. He gon' let one of these, like TRP. You don't want one of these.